So here are 3 mistakes guys make when complimenting women. The first mistake is that they believe that they compliment her too much on her looks. She's going to like them back and she's going to like them very much. Now, bear with me for a second. There's absolutely no problem when it comes to complimenting a woman on her looks if it comes genuinely and if it's not done excessively. Why do you think women wear all this makeup? Why do you think they're dressed nice and sexy and cute as much as possible and very fashionable? Why do you think that is? It's obviously because they want to get the attention of the men. And even if they're in a relationship, it's still good to get attention, right? They still want to look good. Same thing for you. Why do you dress nicely when you go to good events? So it's good to compliment them in those cases. However, when you're trying to compliment a woman on her beauty and you're doing it too much, she knows the reasons why you're doing it, because when it comes to that point, you're not doing it from a place that's genuine, and instead you're doing it from a place of, oh, let me say this to her so that she can like me back. Let me give you a great example. If you're complimenting a woman on her beauty, you don't necessarily have to talk to her about only her beauty and compliment her about just her beauty, because chances are she knows she's beautiful. She's heard that compliment a million times, and it's like, tell me something I don't know. What you could do instead is compliment her on a part of her beauty that's specific about her. For example, this is one I used not too long ago. This woman had a really nice smile. It was very radiant. Her aura was very radiant. And I told her, you have a very radiant smile. And this was an authentic compliment. I wasn't just telling her this because I was like, oh, I want to say this so that I can get in her pants and she could know that I like her so that she could let me take her out. I don't think like that when it comes to my compliments, when it comes to interacting with women. I have enough experience already to the point where I know what to say versus what not to say. I'm not just going to sit there and shower the woman about her beauty a million times and keep saying the same thing. Because like I said, beautiful women know that they're beautiful. And I won't even recommend that you compliment her on her beauty at first. Keep it for later. But if you do, keep it short and concise. Like for example, you look great today. You look very fashionable. Something like that. Not everything is just about her beauty. Oh, you look so beautiful. You look so gorgeous. I could stare into your eyes all day. Don't do that. That's a big turnoff, and it's not really an alpha male kind of strategy or tactic to go about it. That's the first thing. The second thing is complimenting her too much about anything. When you're excessively complimenting a woman knows exactly what she wants. A woman knows exactly why you're complimenting her so much. And she knows that the only reason why you're doing it is because you want to get some. You want to get in her pants. You want to get her. You want to go out with her again. And she knows that more than likely you're doing this out of desperation and neediness. Because chances are, if you're approaching her that way, you probably don't have much going on in your life. You probably don't have that many women that are interested in you in your life. And you're probably, if that's the case, you're probably not that much of a high quality man, a high value man. So subconsciously, she's going to think about this because she's seen it millions of times, you know what I mean, with herself, with other friends. This guy on the date is complimenting her left and right, and it's just like everything she says he's interested in just because he wants her to be interested in him, not because he's genuinely interested in what she has to say. And so when that happens, he's excessively complimenting her. It's like, oh, you have really nice eyes, you have really nice lips, you have a really nice shirt on, you have a really nice dress on. Oh my God. It's like, she's gonna start to feel like, what? Like, this guy's excessively complimenting me. And not just that, he's complimenting me on anything and everything. And because of that, are these compliments actually sincere? Are they coming from some place that's within, a genuine place that's within him? More than likely, no. Women can detect these things from miles away. They're very good at these things. They're very intuitive. And they know that if a man has only a desire to sleep with them, or only has superficial desires, or only has desires that aren't grounded in truth and genuinity, right? Being genuine and being authenticity. If they know that that man doesn't have that grounded in him, they're going to lose interest because they know that this man's only saying it from a position of lack, not from a position of confidence. It's from a position of scarcity instead of confidence. From a position of, oh, I know I can't get this, so I'm just going to fish for a million compliments and just tell her a million things I like about her superficially so that hopefully she likes me. She knows exactly how you think, bro. And even if she's not consciously aware of this, subconsciously she is, because she's seen it millions of times, either with herself or with her friends. Number 3, showing that you're super impressed with anything and everything she says just because you want to get in her pants or just because you want to get to know her more because you really like what you see, instead of being authentic about it. You see, man, the worst thing about compliments is a lot of men don't know how to handle either receiving them or giving them. 9 times out of 10, it's actually giving them that they can't handle. Because when they compliment a girl, they do it from a position of scarcity and a lack of authenticity because they believe that if I tell this woman what she wants to hear, she's going to really be interested in me. she's gonna want to sleep with me. And that's the most scarce position to approach it from. You see, man, like I said, women have a lot of experience when it comes to this stuff. Most women, especially the really attractive ones. And the really attractive ones, they've heard and seen this type of behavior tons of times with other guys. Other guys they've been on a date on, and this guy's just complimenting her too much, and he's showing interest in every word she's saying as if it's real interest. What he's trying to react to her is not authentic. It's like anything that comes out of her mouth, oh my God, that's so cool. She said she did this instead of that. Oh my God, that was so smart. Oh, I financed this car instead of leasing it. Oh my God, you're so smart. Wow, you went to college? Wow. Oh my God, it's like every other word is like, you're super impressed. And in the back of her mind, she's like, okay, I understand, but it's really not that impressive. I'm just a normal person. Treat me like a normal goddamn person. But instead, you're sitting there, you're enamored by her beauty. You're about to cross your eyes like this because, you know, you've never experienced anything like this, and she knows it. She knows she's having such a powerful effect on you that she's turning you to the point where you're delusional and you're believing everything she's saying. Not about believing everything she's saying, but you're so enamored by everything she's saying to a point where like you're going like ukukaka, like turning into a little baby and you can't even know what to say. And you're starting to cross your eyes and you're you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Instead, when it comes to something really interesting that a woman is saying, if that truly interests you, just be authentic about it instead. Instead of showering her with a million compliments and at the same time acting like every single word she's saying out of her mouth is like, you know, gold coming out of her mouth. It's like, chill. She's another human being. I remember this one time I was out with a woman and she was telling me about something she's passionate about. I can't remember. And she was saying, I'd rather focus on something I'm passionate about than something just to make more money. And then when she was saying that, I was like, you know what? I like that. I like that because I think the same. I think that when you're passionate about something, it trumps the ability to make money in that field, because either way, when you're passionate about it, you'll naturally want to look for other ways to make more money in that specific field. That was like a genuine compliment. I was like, you know what? I like that. So that's coming from a position of authenticity. It's not coming from a place of, oh, let me compliment her now because I want to see what I can get out of her. If I can get this and that out of her, then we could have sex together. If we could have sex together, she could fall in love within a month. No, I don't think like that. And people, any man who knows a thing or two about women, who's focused on himself and who also wants to be a more high value man, is on the path to being a better and better and better and better man, to progress in his life. He doesn't approach situations like that. He approaches them with the mentality of, all right, how interested am I genuinely in this person? Is this person a good fit for me long-term instead of short-term? That's how he thinks, and because that's how his mindset is, he's going to succeed. Instead, when you're out here, you know, crossing your eyes and opening your damn jaw to the point where it's about to fall on the floor with every word she's saying, and you're acting as if she's saying miracles, things that you've never heard before, just because she's pretty and hot, you're like about to fall apart. Relax, dude. She's just another human being. I assure you she's flawed. I assure you there's things about her that may turn you off, but you're not thinking like that. You gotta be level-headed, man. You gotta be stoic as well. Stoicism applies a lot to things like this as well, because you're being level-headed and you're being objective about what you see, not just subjective and not just in your feelings and assessing everything based upon only your feelings. Instead, you're more accurate in your assessments because you're like, oh, is this person a good fit for me long-term? Is this person a good fit for me in a year from now? Is this person gonna be a good fit for me to be a good wife for my children, to be a good wife for me, and so on. The list goes on and on, but you have to be stoic when it comes to this. And when it comes to your compliments, you have to be natural about them and genuine, not just, you have a nice smile, you have a nice dress, oh my God, that's so interesting, oh my goodness, you're so smart, oh my God. No, that makes me cringe, and a lot of guys do this. Be natural. Like when you're meeting a friend, if anyone were to give you advice on meeting a friend, how were you the first time you met that friend? More than likely, you were natural. You were natural, you're being your own self, you're being smooth, you're being funny, whatever it is, you're being playful. And because you and that friend had things in common, you naturally clicked. The same thing applies here, actually. If you and that woman share similar values, or you have things in common, where you're naturally interested in talking to one another, it's just naturally going to flourish and naturally going to happen. You'll naturally say the right things. She's naturally going to say the right things. Instead of sitting there and trying to compliment everything about her just to impress her and act like I'm impressed by everything she's saying. No, go about things the right way, man. It's really not that hard. So I promise you, if you apply this genuinely, you'll start seeing differences in how women interact with you and how actually they respond to what you're saying. Because if everything you're saying is geared only to get a reaction out of her, and only because you want to get in her pants, you are so enamored by her beauty, instead of being level-headed and genuine about your approach, I promise you, if you're not genuine and level-headed, you're going to fail. But if you are level-headed and authentic and genuine, you'll reap the positive rewards of that, because you're being a genuine person and you're focusing on her having a good time with you and associating positive feelings with you, and that's ultimately going to get you what you want.